Yeah, of course.
Hi, everyone. Welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. And today we have Cris with us. Hello, Cris. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Great, great. Well, Cris is going to tell us all about the power failure that happened last week in Spain. As we call it, the power cut. That's how we describe it in English. We don't say the electricity fault, we call it the power cut. So, Cris, would you like to begin by telling us where you are when all of this started last week?
I was working at home with my computer, so everything went off around noon, 12:30. And and yes, I was at home. At first I thought, well, something is wrong with my electricity, but then I started to hear my neighbors with the same problem, and on the street the traffic lights were off too, and I say, okay, this is a blackout, at least in my neighborhood.
Oh, interesting. You know that word blackout, do you know where it comes from?
No, actually no.
That word blackout comes from the days of the Second World War because my grandparents and my parents, they were told by the government they had to put stuff on the window to blacken the light so that if an
Oh,
aeroplane was flying overhead, it couldn't drop bombs because it would just look like it was dark. They wouldn't see the town or the village. Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, so you had a blackout. Oh, okay. And how did you eventually find out that it was a really serious thing that wasn't going to be fixed for hours?
Well, yeah, it was weird because I don't have a radio. So because I get all my information online through my phone, through my laptop.
Yeah.
And so the information went like slowly. At first, one neighborhood uh, passed with the car and says, "This is happening also in Madrid and Barcelona." And my
Uh-huh.
first thought, like, "Whoa, Madrid and Barcelona too. This is something heavy.
Uh-huh.
Um, this is something huge." I thought
Yeah.
like a cyber attack or something like that. And
Yeah.
then one neighbor come by and said, Portugal is without light. And this person also says to me, and part of Europe. And
Okay.
my mind went wild. Like, this is something huge. I don't know exactly what is happening. All the information is mixed up. And I remember when this person told me this is happening also in part of Europe, right away I thought, I'm going to write to Joseph, because if to so he can tell me what is happening
Yeah.
around there. I wrote to you, and suddenly the only person who was getting my WhatsApps, it was you.
Uh,
Because here in Spain, I was sending messages on WhatsApp, and none of my friends or my family was getting them.
yeah.
So without the radio, without all this mix of information, the only
Yeah.
person who was informed me was you.
Ah, yeah.
So in fact, I knew from you that this was going to be 6 to 10 hours.
Right. Yes. Yes. That's right. Because here, immediately from the moment they started reporting it, they told us that it was caused by some kind of overload on the system, and they expected it to be fixed between 6 and 10 hours. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but it seems that your electricity didn't come back until 4 the next morning. Is that right?
Yeah, 4 a.m. Yeah, exactly. In my house around that hour, yes.
All right. And you're still having problems with some of the electricity tripping in your
In
apartment.
my house,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, part of my apartment, I don't have light. I don't have electricity, not light, electricity.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know that box that you have on the wall with all the switches in it?
Yeah.
when one of them doesn't
Yeah,
work properly, or if it goes up every time you put the light on, the verb we use is tripping. It's
tripping.
trips. Yeah, tripping. Yeah, we also use that word for people who take drugs. They go on a trip. They are tripping.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
that
yeah.
that was my that is my electricity right now. Yeah.
It's tripping. Yeah, it's very interesting. Oh, I see. Oh, very, very curious. Very curious. Yeah. And so even now there's still problems on the network. Is that right? Yeah.
Mm, I think that everything is back to normal. I think my house is pretty old, so with all these common backs of electricity, it is a problem there. I don't know
Right.
exactly. It has to came by. It has to come by a
Come back.
technician.
It has
Come
to come
back.
back. Yeah.
No, it has to come an electrician, a technician to check it out.
Okay, there has to be an electrician coming to check it out. Yeah.
Exactly. That was the
Yeah.
structure I was looking for.
Yeah. Okay.
um,
Mhm.
to tell me what is happening exactly, but generally speaking, everything is okay and back to normal. I
Yeah.
I think it for me it's amazing because I don't know anything about, but I have a friend of mine who is an engineer, and
Engineer. Mhm.
I don't the whole territory went to a zero electricity, and I think it's true it was more than 10 hours, but less than 24 hours to recover all the power. So I think that's pretty amazing.
Yes, yes. One thing I noticed is that all the Spanish people I spoke to, they were all very quick to say, government, yeah, this is the government's problem. It's typical of the government. Yeah. I think it's a national sport to hate the government. We do that here as well. We always blame them for everything, you know?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm not going to be political here, but because I think that we have electricity back because of
Well,
all of engineering and technician working there. But if you see it all from outside perspective, less than 24 hours to recover all the
yeah,
electricity in all the
yeah,
territory, I think that is
yeah,
pretty amazing, at least for me,
yes,
that I'm an ignorant in all
yeah.
this.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, but what you want to say there is, yeah, you would be ignorant about all of that. Yeah, I would be the same. I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah,
We don't really have power cuts anymore. Back in the 1970s and 80s, we used to have loads of them. We just don't get them from time to time, but usually there's a very clear cause, like, something's fallen down or there's been a problem with the weather or something like that.
yeah,
When we have anything which stops us connecting to the internet, our internet providers have to
yeah.
pay us. Yeah. So if for
Oh,
example, my internet goes down because of a storm, the internet provider has to they discount my bill. So of course they work to get it fixed as soon as they possibly can, because they don't want to
yeah,
refund me any money. But when the whole power goes off,
yeah,
yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there. I think that nothing's going to happen. Everything is going to be normal. You are going to have to pay the bill as usual.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Hmm. Did it remind you to buy a survival kit for next time? Maybe a wind-up radio or something like
Yeah,
this? Yeah,
for me the worst part it wasn't not to have electricity or internet or Netflix. No, that wasn't the problem, but I missed a lot. Don't have the radio because I wasn't informed, and that provokes me a lot of anxiety because I didn't know what's going on, and I
yeah.
think I already bought a radio, one with batteries, one with
You already bought a
like,
radio. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
two of them, one with
Uh-huh.
batteries, the other one with the this,
A
I don't know how
wind-up
that
radio. A wind-up.
wind up radio
Yeah.
wind up radio, yes.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. So what happened to the hospitals then? Did they have to close or did people die or what?
No,
No.
not at all. Hospitals and radios, they work with, I don't know how to say it in English, um, generators, with generators,
Generators is a perfect word.
with
Yes.
petrol, with diesel.
Diesel. Yeah, you said it correctly. Yeah.
Yeah. So everything was fine. In fact, for example, here in my house, a big supermarket was perfectly open and working as usual.
Oh, wow. So you mean
Yeah.
it really wasn't that bad then? It wasn't kind of like completely cut off. You could go to the supermarket and get news about what they were saying. Yeah. Is that?
Yes, yes. I mean, I don't know what would it be if it was more than 24 hours. It wasn't
Yeah.
either 24 hours. It was like 10 hours, something like that,
Yeah.
like working hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know
Wow.
what I mean?
Yeah, of
Because
course. Yeah.
uh, no one is doing something meaningful at 3 in the morning. But
Yes, it wasn't that
yeah,
bad.
from noon, exactly from noon till 10 p.m. or something like that, a
Yeah.
lot of things works normally, like big supermarkets, hospitals, radios.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, because I suppose if the whole media system had gone down, like radio stations and stuff, that really would have been tragic because people would have been
Yeah,
panicking, trying to find out what happened.
yeah,
And there's no way the government could have communicated anyway what was happening, I guess. Um,
exactly.
without some kind of connection to something, So at least you had a fair idea what was going on. Oh, very interesting. Yeah, I was watching it on the news, and I was also getting texts from Spanish people who were getting really, really agitated and upset. But I think there came a point when everybody just seemed to relax and they went to the bar or they went to bed. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
mean, it was a super sunny day,
hmm,
Monday, so that helps a lot.
yeah, yeah. Wow. Wow. So, what advice would you give people who were going through that? So, imagine that anybody else was, or, in the world was going to have a power cut. What advice would you give them?
Well, from my little experience, because I know that people from South America or other parts of the planet could explain to us
Yeah.
much better how to do when a blackout occurs.
What to do? Yeah.
Be prepared.
Be
What to do?
prepared.
Be prepared. Yes, I mean, have
Yeah.
a radio. That's essential. Have a power bank. I think that's essential too.
Power bank. Yeah.
um yeah, water. It's important to have water.
Water.
I know that. Why water if, with electricity? Because if the electricity it's gone for 48 hours or something like that, the
Yeah.
water is going to start failing, because a lot of places needs like electricity
Mm.
uh,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
move the
To
water to
pump
the
the water,
buildings.
to pump it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
to pump the water, so that's important too.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm preparing a little kit, a lot of flashlights and batteries and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yes, yes. Well, I always said that um, elevators, we call them lifts in British
Yeah.
English. I always said they were completely evil, so I don't, I never used them. But I did hear people were stuck in elevators or lifts for
Yes,
some time. I would have gone completely insane, I think, if I was stuck in an
yes,
elevator. Yeah,
absolutely, me
with
too.
no emergency button, no mobile. Yeah, I can't imagine. So elevators are always evil. So my advice is never use an elevator. That's teaching
Yeah,
this advice. Yeah.
anyway, it's good for the heart, like to go to through the stairs, so use the stairs.
Yeah, and take oxygen with you
Yeah,
just in
exactly.
case. Yeah. Ah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, elevators, evil things. Um, yeah. Okay, so you would say almost certainly um, don't use elevators and make sure you have water and some kind of backup radio at home just in
Yeah,
case you need it. Yeah. But I mean, this is probably a once in a lifetime thing. I mean, I'm guessing that it won't ever happen again, I suppose.
I hope a lot of, well, right now it's crazy because a lot of people is telling a lot of things all the time, so you don't
Right.
know what is true. But
Yeah.
some experts says, okay, this could happen again, so it is not harmful to have like a survival kit just in case.
Yeah.
When the president of the European Union already says that we have to have this survival kit,
Yeah.
and I think that's a wise thing to do, because if any one of us has this kit, it's going to
Yeah.
be easier to recover normality.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was definitely thinking about Spanish people on Monday evening because I was cooking the most delicious chicken. I mean, it really was
Yeah.
delicious. And I was thinking that it's a pity that Spanish people can't enjoy their food. But some of you had gas. Am I right in saying that? Some of you had a
Yes,
gas
for example,
cooker.
yeah,
Yeah.
for example, my mom.
Yeah.
Then my mom is like, "Ah, I can cook. I don't have problem."
Yeah. Yeah. So do you live close to your mum? Were you able to go there or
No, we live in a different town, so I
oh,
wasn't able to talk to her.
well, that must have been quite worrying as well because you don't know where people are or how they are. Mm.
Yeah, I talked to her like the day after, and she was, "Ah, I'm okay. It's
Yeah.
okay." Like,
It's just
okay,
one
you're the
night.
first.
Yeah, it's not anything
Yeah,
major.
my mom, it was like, bah. I didn't believe at the first that it was in all Spain. Like, forgot my.
Yeah. You see, I'm old enough to remember the days before the internet, before WhatsApp, and the days before social media. But I'm also old enough to remember the days before telephones. We
Yeah,
never, when I was growing up, there wasn't a telephone in the house. It wasn't really seen as a necessity. And whereas now we depend on them a lot, you know.
yeah,
Um, yeah, so I suppose in those days, I can't really remember what it was like. I think we everybody knew someone who had a phone, so if you needed to contact somebody, you could get a message by calling a neighbor of the person that you wanted to talk to. In those days, people used to talk to each other, so it was much easier, you
yeah,
know. Yeah, yeah. But I suppose, yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world. But as you say, if it was longer than 24
yes,
hours, it probably would have been more of a problem. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And when push comes to shove, I mean, you have to
Nice
be
idiom.
prepared.
Yeah, when push comes to shove, that's a great idiom. It just
Isn't it?
means,
I love it.
yeah, yeah. Tell them what it means, Chris. Can you explain
Uh,
it?
when the things get complicated, when the truth comes up, you have to
Yeah,
be prepared, you have to be ready. In Spain, it will be, sí, when the things get complicated. Yeah, something
yeah.
like that.
Yes, yes. Perfect, perfect explanation. And what about the kids in the school? I mean, did they just stay in the school until the
Um,
parents came? Is that,
yes, yes, correct. It was also another curiosity, because the kids could be on school on Monday, but
yeah,
just in case on Tuesday the classes were cancelled.
right, yeah, yeah. To
So
give them
it
time
was
to
all,
recover as well.
yeah, but it's complicated, because on Tuesday everything was normal, so parents have to go to work either way, but kids
Yeah,
were on the house, so it was like mm, a, another problem, because
yeah.
what I do with the kids now, because everything is
Uh,
function normally. I have to go to work, but I have the kids on the house. What I do?
yeah, yeah. And somebody told me that criminals weren't operating either. Everything was very calm and nobody was breaking into shops or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I have to confess, I have anxiety, so the first thing that I at night like, oh my god, what's going to happen at night?
Ah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
But
wow. Very interesting.
Spain is different. At the end of the day, Spain is different. People were so chill, like it's going to be okay. It's a sunny
Yeah.
day. Let's drink a beer. It's going to be
Wow.
fine.
Yeah, I remember once I was in a department store in Barcelona called Corte Inglés. I don't know
Yeah, of
if
course.
you know it, yeah. And I was in an elevator. Yeah. I don't know why I was in an elevator. I mean, I'm terrified of the things, but I think I was just tired of walking. It was so hot. And it got stuck between floors, only for
Right.
30 seconds, yeah. And I was having like a major meltdown at that point. Oh my God, we're stuck. How do we get out of here? Someone give me a hammer. I need to leave immediately, you know? But everyone else just settled down to the floor, started to read a book, looked at their mobile, and I'm thinking, you people really, we could die in here, you know? Don't you understand? I'm British. Somebody call somebody. And it was very funny. And within seconds, of course, we were out. And at that point, I decided never, ever to use a lift ever again. And of course,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm like you. Every when I talk with my friends, like we were fine. I was okay, and I was like with an anxiety in my house, like what's going on? They are attacking us. They are
Waiting
coming from
for,
us.
yeah, we're waiting for Tom Cruise to come and save us, you know, with
Yeah,
aliens
exactly.
and the helicopters above us, you know.
Yes, it's like we are in the United States, and I didn't know. Like this only happens in the United States in the movies. I'm not prepared for this.
Exactly. We're just not prepared or designed for it, you know.
Exactly. I mean, in all the movies, this only happens in United States only. Not in Canada, not in Mexico. Only United States. I'm not prepared for this.
Ah, it's very funny. Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting the way people act when they're under stress, you know.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
Yeah.
the conspiracy theories start, don't they, on memes
Yeah.
going on social media as well. That's really funny when they all start
Yeah.
coming out as well. Oh dear. Well, I'm really glad that everything was fine, you know.
Yeah.
Very
And
good.
I'm really thank you to you that you informed me all the time until my phone died. You were my source of information, so I'm very grateful to you.
Oh, don't worry. I get texts like that from different parts of the world
Yeah.
all the time. You would be surprised the texts that I get whenever anything happens in the world. You know, it's yeah, it's very funny to see what people's priorities are, you know, and how they cope, you know.
Yeah, exactly. How we
Yeah.
cope.
But as you say, Spanish people are very relaxed about these kind of things. I don't think I would have been.
Yeah,
Especially if I was
I
stuck on a train, you know.
I wasn't. Yes, or in the subway. That's worse.
Oh, I never thought about that. You mean like the metro system, is it? The
Yeah,
subway, yeah?
exactly.
Oh
Exactly.
no. Oh dear. Yeah, they call it the subway, I think, in the States. We call it the tube or the underground, and I know around the
Yeah.
world it's generally called the metro. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, those people were stuck in the metro? Really?
Yes, a lot of them. I mean, it was like a normal day. So do you imagine at 12:30, boom, everything stopped. So people on the underground, people on trains and buses, suddenly all the traffic lights were off. So yeah,
And just so I'm clear on this, how long were they stuck in the metro for?
I don't know, but I think it was like a lot of time because coordinate all the lines of the metro. It,
Yeah.
it it has to be difficult. I don't have the data, the
Yeah.
information about how many hours, so I'm not going to adventurate
Yeah.
to say a number, but I think it was quite a lot.
Oh, wow. And they would have to walk to the next station, I suppose. They'd be put off the train and forced to walk in the tunnel, I guess.
Yes, Yes, I watched a video from a technician on the metro saying to people, "We are going to get out of the wagon, and
Yeah,
we are going to walk through
yeah.
the how do you say
The
los
tunnel. Yeah,
raíles?
the tunnel. To walk through the tunnel,
Yeah,
yeah.
through the tunnel in
Yeah,
a queue. So very organized, very clean. With we are going to be very careful, but it has to be scary.
it must be very scary. Yeah. You know, here in the UK, as you know, the London Metro doesn't always run 24 hours. That's a new thing, and only some lines do it now. They actually have a man who walks through those tunnels every night just to make
Oh
sure there's
wow.
no one in them and that everything is okay structurally. Yeah, but he says it's the most difficult job because it's very lonely walking through those tunnels at night time. Oh, I can't imagine that.
Yeah,
No.
and
Yeah.
very scary.
Yeah, I don't like the metro either. I mean, I remember the last time I was in London, I got off one of the trains and there was an elevator waiting for me. And I said to the guard, I said, okay, where's the stairs? Uh-huh. Show me the stairs, please. Uh-huh. And he said, oh, well, there are stairs, but this is the deepest station on the network. You have to walk a lot up those stairs. And I said, uh-huh. And yeah, what problem with that? Uh-huh. I'll walk. And I did. And it was, by the top. Well, I had to take a break in between, but yeah, I remember walking up all those stairs. I don't remember how many there were, but well, I was happy that I did it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh
I don't
dear,
have metro here in Galicia, so
it's not a problem for you. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, you're very lucky. You're very lucky. Yeah, yeah, there are some places here now which insist that you use the elevator in office blocks, for example. Some of them don't have stairs, which is
That's
rather
weird.
disappointing. Yeah, yeah, I discovered recently I was trying to get into a building and they said, just take the elevator, floor number 2. And I was, yeah, and the stairs, where are they, please? And they
Yeah, I
said, oh,
mean,
we don't have any, they said.
exactly.
Yeah, so I used it, it was fine. Elevators are better than they used to be. They're all digital now with
Yes.
communication, but yeah, scary if there was a power failure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Cris, thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us. So they
Thanks.
still
Thanks so much to you.
oh, no problem, but they still don't know the reason officially. I mean, they haven't told you anything. No.
No, officially not. But as I say, one of my friends is engineering, and she explains to me what happens a little bit, but there's not like an official statement like, guys, this was what is happening on Monday.
Right. Let me just pick up a word there. I'm not sure if I heard it correctly because I know you've used it twice. One of your friends is an engineer. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Right. So they work in engineering. Yeah, is that
Yes.
right? Ah, okay. Wow. They would know, wouldn't they, more than
Yeah.
any of
She
us?
explained to me what was happening. The overall idea is like it's an unbalance between the energy that we generate and the
Yeah.
energy that we were consuming at that time.
Oh, really?
But I'm not educated enough. I don't know the
Yeah.
technicality, so I know like the big idea.
Yeah. Well, they're now saying here that it was because of the amount of renewable energy that was on the network. So I
Yes.
don't know if that's something to do with it, but there's so many theories, it's hard to know what's real and what isn't.
Yeah, but all the correct theories points that way, because the green energies were producing, I think, that a lot of energy. We can't store store energy. We can store
Yeah.
energy. So
Uh-huh.
the energy that you produce, you have to consume. If you don't do it, there's an unbalance. So
Yeah,
the
the balance.
the system protects itself um, going off.
Yeah, I think I need a very basic book about electricity. I didn't even know it could be transported between countries. I knew nothing about it, you know. That's-
I knew it, but I don't know anything else. Like I know
Yeah.
that France help to recover energy a lot, and also I think from Morocco too, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I heard France there. But I think you were saying France. Is that right? France
Yeah,
help.
France,
Ah,
France.
okay.
Excuse
Ah,
me,
okay.
France, not France. France, no, France. France
Ah,
help Spain to recover the energy, and I think
right.
that Morocco too, but I'm not sure.
Oh, interesting. So electricity
Yeah.
clearly travels overseas between
Yes.
Morocco and Spain. Yeah. Oh, I
Yes.
wonder how that works without killing people. Well, I imagine it in the water and all of the fishermen, all these dead fish everywhere. I need a basic book, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
something
me
for me
too.
to do in the summer. Well, all right, Chris, thank you so much for your lovely explanation there. It's great to hear from a first-hand experience, first-hand just meaning the person who actually went through it. So it's great to hear your first-hand report about what happened there. Yeah, thank you for sharing that with us.
Thanks to you for having me again,
No problem. Right, so we'll see you again soon, and I wish you a wonderful day.
too.